Oh man. Can we get this thing started? Is it? Can we do that? It's a Monday night. What the heck am I doing? I'm over here. Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It is so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is April 27th, 2026. And we're gonna write a little bit of code today. It's a nighttime stream. It's 8 p.m. here. My Flyers are playing right now in the NHL. It's morning for our friends in Australia. How are you doing there, Billy Cool? C Sharp Titan is here as well. We're getting started. It's a little bit lighter here. Malfunked. Hello, good to see you. Yes, Pacific Coast folks tuning in as well. It's a gunner stream today. Let me go ahead. You can take a look. It's not going to tell you the right hat, but it's my gritty hat. So, see, it's starting. It's going to tell you those. We're on a gunner stream today. I've got my Vapor gunners that I'm going to wear for a bit today. So these are really nice, light, thin wired rim on these. Yeah, orange eyebrows hat. Yeah, it is because it's gritty. So you can see his signature right there. But we've got the gunners going. We're live also on the gunner channels. If you're out there watching on Gunner's Instagram, on their Facebook, on their X, on their friend feed, on the MySpace accounts, welcome in, and also of course on the Gunner website. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jeff Fritz. I'm a software developer, and you can also see down here, you can find me in a bunch of different places online. I am C Sharp Fritz in all the places online, and we like to talk tech and help folks grow their careers in technology. So it doesn't just have to be a 20-something sport working there in technology. So yeah, hear from the Mastodon post. Thank you so much, FE Bug. Hello. So we're having a fantastic time. We're going to do a little coding with AI. That's right, Malfunked. Grego Waffles, good to see you. Hello. We're going to do some coding with AI. We're gonna use a little bit of GitHub. We're going to make our way around and talk about a bunch of different things that are going on in tech. And I have a website that we built and deployed that we're going to take a look at, hopefully push through some updates and have some fun with that. So, of course, if you're familiar with my channel, if you've been here, you know I have a map. I have a map that our viewers can share their location. They just type out somewhere in chat. Now, you have to be on one of my channels. You have to be on my YouTube or my Twitch. You type hello or good evening or whatever type of greeting you want, and then from and your location, as accurate or as inaccurate as you would like it to be, and we'll plot a pin on the map for you. You get one location that you could put before a moderator needs to step in and help out there. So we'll get some folks plotting some pins on the map, and we'll have some fun with that. There's only one pin on the map so far. Our friend C Sharp Titan chimed in from where is it? From Melbourne, that's right. And FE Bog, there you go, dropping a pin. All my pins are hats because I've got a thing for hats, of course. In Redmond, Washington, thank you so much. Appreciate you chiming in there. So, Malfunct says, I'm interested to see what I'm doing with AI and Copilot these days. Have you heard about the squad? We've been working on the squad. We've been working with the squad. There's a couple new features of squad that I want to walk through and use a little bit here today. And we'll have some fun trying that out. Thank you so much. Chris Green, Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, we'll plot a red YouTube colored hat there in Nashville for you. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good evening there in Nashville. And let me tell you, last time I was in Nashville, I did make my way down to Broadway, and man, there are some fantastic places for. I forget the name of the restaurant I went to, and I got ribs and a nice cider, and man, was it a good evening with some good music in Nashville. Dear Lord, the bachelorette party capital of the world there, but it is such a good time in Nashville. I gotta make my way back there. Thanks so much for tuning in, Chris. Malfunct also says, you're probably aware learning these tools is a high priority from a continuing career standpoint. Well, let's talk about it. Let's dig in and talk about it a little bit, Malfunct. So the map's out there, and if you've seen any of my YouTube shorts, there's something funny with that. It looks like a green line coming out of Wales up there. There's something funny going on there. There's an alternate reality game that's been going on in the background on my channels with a story that's going on with that you can follow along and you can discover somewhere on this map. So let me get a terminal started. Yeah, let me get another terminal started here, and because all things in AI these days, it seems like it starts with a terminal, and folks love to be at the old terminal and working with the things. So I'm going to drop over to a project that we've been working on called the Streamer map, because that map that you saw me working on, I'm turning it into a service that anybody can connect to and use as a streamer. So I have this folder here, Streamer map. Let's start Copilot with the squad. And I'm going to put it into YOLO mode. YOLO, of course, is an acronym for You Only Live Once. YOLO, right? Okay. Agent Squad is a type of agent that we can use that will allow us to actually run multiple AI personalities, distinct personalities, and have them collaborate with each other as we're working on a project. So we can do a little bit of what they call vibe coding, and we're going to do a little bit of that. We're going to do a little bit of actual hand coding, and I want you to see I am using tonight the GPT-5.4 model. That's one of the latest models from our friends at OpenAI. There is a GPT-5.5. It's, however, it's got a prohibitively high multiplier. So I want to start with the 5.4 multiplier model, which has a lower, because I work for the company, I still have access to Opus 4.6. 4.7 has this really high 7.5 multiplier. 5.4 has a 1x multiplier, and then the 5.5 has a 7.5 multiplier. Those numbers are important because the number of requests that you send are multiplied by that and then counted against your quota. And as we saw, and I think Billy was hinting at earlier, that's going to be changing in June, and as billing continues to evolve and the GitHub Copilot service grows and changes as demand for it changes, and I guess rightfully so, that demand continues to grow. Hey, how you doing there, PC nerd in Pueblo, Colorado? We got another hat pin for you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I should get some music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go with, let's get a little bit faster here. I'm going to go with Stream Beats EDM playlist. I'm going to scroll way far down here. Let's start down here at Hello Again. There we go. This is music, and it's right up there. This is music that's DMCA free. It's royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Check it out at streambeats.com. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for this music that we're listening to today. Urban Blaster, so good to see you. Hello. I'm just going to scoot my command line up, my terminal line up there, just so it's slightly above the Gunner branding. Surprised by the evening stream? Yeah, I mentioned it over there in the Discord and on the social media. Our friends at Gunner asked me to host an evening stream, and you know what? We had so much fun with an evening stream a couple weeks ago. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So, and the C# Titan and Billy Cool saying, yeah, it's a morning stream for us. Now I know that Billy is actually in Australia or somewhere in the Eastern Asia area. We're zooming in. We're locating Billy slowly but surely, based on these hints, these location hints that we're getting from him. All right. Before I get started, let's just do that update that it's prompting me for. Go ahead, update to the latest version. So it's just going to finish the install and recycle Copilot here at the CLI. CLI, for those of you who aren't technical, stands for the command line interface. It does update a lot. And that's kind of okay, because when we're using technologies, right now it's AI, but when we're using technologies that are bleeding edge, and you want to keep up, and you want to learn those things, and you want to use the most efficient, most accurate, the newest capabilities, you want to get those updates as quickly as possible. And the Copilot team is being very generous in that they're releasing updates daily, sometimes multiple times a day. That's okay, as long as it doesn't break. That's right. As long as it doesn't break, that's fine with me. Yep. So, I agree. I don't mind the updates either, because it is not a destructive update that they're doing. They don't pause and make you stop whatever you're doing and go install something. It's very easy to pause, let the update process, and then resume. They've done a nice job with making it a non-destructive, easy to apply process. Generous is an interesting choice of word. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do like finding unique ways to reference my colleagues' products and their work without offending them, because I've found that when I do offend them, that's when I get in trouble. So, so they kill your session, but they also resume it right away. They remember the session when it restarts. They used to kill it, like you used to run update and it was gone. But they fixed that in one of the recent releases within the last month or two. Yeah. So this is my squad. Tell me the status of the squad and the project. So we're building a project here called Streamer Map, and the idea is that map that you saw, we're going to let any streamer be able to sign up, register their channel, and we'll support creating a map for their channel with all kinds of configuration options. And we started working on this maybe 2 weeks ago. We've got a bit of capabilities built in there. I haven't rolled out the domain name yet, so we aren't letting anybody just blindly sign up yet. I want to finish this feature that I'm working on, which is what's called a webhook. And it's a notification that Twitch will send to the channel when it goes live. Well, Twitch will send to my application when the channel goes live. And when the channel stops, Twitch will send another notification called a hook, a webhook, and say, hey, the channel has gone off. And our application needs to receive that notification and process it. My thinking is we'll start listening for messages with our chat bot for people who are plotting their location on the map. When channel starts, when the channel ends, we'll stop. Pretty easy. So that's what we're working on here. So let's see. This is Squad 091. We should update that. Let's update that right now. So there was an update for Squad. It's upgrade. Yeah, fine. There was an update that was released for Squad Saturday. I want to make sure that I apply that because I want to use some of the features that are in it. Yes, we're going to do a resume. So, right, I'm going to get now. So here we go. You have a squad that's a roster of various individuals that have various roles, and you can name them after. You can name the members of that squad, the various agents. You can name them after various pop culture things or whatever you'd like. I'm using the Alien movies. So Ripley is my lead. My lead developer, Vasquez, is my front-end developer. Hicks is the back-end developer. Hudson is the name of the guy who's testing. I have a scribe that coordinates and shares messages between them. And Ralph is the project manager that will push them when there's work to be done. There's no active session or work in process. That's fine. So recent backlog, natural language location parsing. Hicks is going to work on at some point. I don't want to do that yet. A map theme selector, and we have some color ideas for that Vasquez, our front end developer, will work on at some point. Is this project using SignalR? No. I have it set up right now to do a fetch from to do a fetch from Azure Storage. At some point, it will be SignalR. Yes. The challenge with SignalR is going to be size. How many people can make requests, and how many user states we can manage in memory as that's going along. Tonight I've got a little bit of strawberry cranberry soda, strawberry ginger ale, that's what it is, that I'm drinking. No coffee like I normally have during my streams. So let's see here. So I was working on the webhook foundation. My work tree is clean. Pushing remote, the squad state, this event sub webhook foundation with admin channel management. What does that mean? Let's ask that. I have the the dictation assistant here from Windows helping me out typing. That's right. Go delete all that. Let's try this again. So what does that mean for this pull request? Question mark. What exactly was recently completed? Question mark. And what's pending and needs our review? And let's have it give us some details on that. And we can take a look. While that's kicking off, I'm going to just run exclamation point, and then I'll say code dot. That's going to open Visual Studio Code. That's our code editor that'll allow us to examine some of the things that are going on in here. I'm going to close that secrets file so I don't share all my passwords. And I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to hang on here just a second. That's the code that we're working on. And over here, I set up dev tunnels, I thought. It's functionally ready for human review state. Hey. Not ready to merge. Open, not a draft, but mergeable. Okay. Event sub foundation shipped on the branch. Admin channel management was added per channel. Event sub status. Connect, disconnect controls, tenant fields. Reviewer driven backend revision landed. Okay. Test coverage was expanded. Good. Local app host tunnel wiring. Good. So let's split the terminal here, and I'm just going to scooch that down, and we'll take a look at streamer map. No, you wouldn't misuse my secrets, liar. I have no idea what I just typed. I need to go to there, and then I think it's I don't know. Streamer map, app host. Yeah, that's it. And I am using Aspire. I should have just... Yeah, let's just do Aspire run. You're too lazy to misuse my secrets? Oh no. If Surly Dev were here, they'd be gone. Gone. I made that mistake once. Where I didn't change them immediately. Rotate them. Oh, that was a problem. Oh, what a problem. Alright. Come on. Yeah. Hit that. And what do we have? Unresolved parameters. Well, don't mind if I do. I need a webhook secret. Okay. How's that for a secret? I think that's pretty good. Sure. All right. And so I've got a front end tunnel over here So if you go to that location, it should, you're about to connect. That's right. Go do it. And that takes you to my website. Okay. So if I go here, there it is. And if I go to, there's an admin area here that I can sneak into. Where is it? Who dat?
Leviani just resubscribed
Leviani!
for 90 months.
Oh my
Keep
goodness.
calm and continue coding C# party.
Thank you so much. How are you, friend? Oh, it's great to have you. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where'd it go? Can't remember where I put this. It's here somewhere. I know it is. Here. Manage user secrets. Ah, there it is. Yep. And paste that there. Do that. Ha! Now I'm in. Oh no. Yeah. But I am gonna write that into a notepad. Just so I have it handy and it's only local. No. No. I need to scroll that off. When can you start redeeming channel points for Copilot AI credits? No, I'm sorry. I know what you're referencing there, but just finish your own work for today. Time to watch others. Nice. Welcome, and thank you so much. Let's see. Hook status is pending. Desired, enabled, online missing, offline missing. Okay, so if I do connect hook, what do I get? Callback, yeah. Event sub, channel management, now hydrates from blah, 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 blah. So, did it connect? It says pending. It says connected, but it says pending. So what happened? What happened? So here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So I'm gonna drop into. You're about to leave the office? Waiting on the code review? Oh boy. That's annoying. I'm going to pop open another panel. And over here, I'm going to set up a spire in here. Root path in my workspace. Sure. Detecting the agent environment. Yeah, go get it. Sure. Playwright CLI, that's fine. I already have it, I think. But that's okay. Go do the thing. Alright, good. So, now I'm going to close that. That's already running. So, I should have... Yeah, there's a spire. Okay.
Yes.
Yes?
A new recovered file has entered the repository view. It contains 15 short text fragments.
What?
No. Their ordering is not random. Pattern analysis is pending. Proceeding.
So, the archive website that's been connected and folks have been tinkering around and exploring that Charlie keeps talking about here, there's files that folks are finding over there that might be interesting to some folks that are learning about what's going on and around my stream as part of our ARG. So take a look. There's folks talking about it in the Discord. There's a blog that you can find out more about them. Let me come back to that question, C# Titan, in just a second. When I tried clicking the Connect webhook button for my channel, it says it connected, but it's still showing as pending state for the webhook, period. Can you take a look at the Aspire logs and see if anything happened, or try to debug and see where and how this is working? I'm gonna let that run. Ads just kicked in on Twitch for the next minute 45. While that's going on, C# Titan, I know you can see this, so I'll go and take your question right now. So this question from C# Titan: do you think more companies should be adopting Aspire within their development teams? Yes, absolutely, without question. Here's the deal, right? Aspire is a great set of tools that allows you to hook up to all the facets of your application system. And let's make sure that we all agree with this. You don't just write one project to deliver an application, right? It connects to a database. It connects to some data storage. Even if you build just a mobile app, it connects to a service somewhere that might have high scores, that might have advertising, that might have some back-end services that provide data and interactions. You need to manage all of them, and when you're in a development environment, you want to know how to connect to them and have the guarantee that you're connecting to them properly. So Aspire helps you do all of that quickly and easily, starting up without even thinking about the order that you're starting those things, how those things connect to each other. It does all of that plumbing for you, and then it then also will help you with error logging, metrics, and collecting and reporting on all of that, and making sure that you have a good process in place by default for all of that. So Aspire helps you code all the things into your application that you need the right way from the start. And even if you're modifying an existing application, a brownfield application we call it, it's still going to help you grow your application, provide those features and facilities that you might just now be saying, oh crumbs, I need better logging. Aspire can help you get that with standard open telemetry. It will log your telemetry in Azure Monitor, in whatever the AWS thing is, in Pingdom, in Datadog, in whatever service you want. You want to run and put your data in Prometheus so you can have a Grafana dashboard? You can do that too. There are configuration options for that. It's real easy to get started. Absolutely. More companies should be adopting Aspire for their development teams. You don't have to be using .NET. It works with Java, it works with JavaScript, it works with Python, it works with TypeScript, and there's folks building more capabilities for it to work with your favorite stack, your favorite cloud native tools and frameworks. It's growing quickly. Get on board. It's going to also help you deploy. So we really like Aspire, and I think more folks absolutely need to get on board with using it. Thanks so much for the question. Really appreciate it. And we'll clear that out. So, let me see here. Looks like we're getting some logging. Now, the other thing Aspire does is it opens up and it exposes a series of endpoints that you can connect into with Copilot or Claude or Codex. Choose your LLM of poison, and here's the skill, and it knows how to inspect, connect, and see what's going on. So it's taking a look at the webhook state by looking at some of the files here. This one's looking at the flows and connecting in and looking at some of that information. So we should see it come back in a little bit here and say, okay, here's what I found. Let's make these choices. Let's make these fixes. Or even, let's just go fix it ourselves. That's right, poison. You better believe it. So, I meant to keep open here, kind of in the corner of my eye, the score of the Flyers-Penguins game. And I'm just going to pop open ESPN here. It's 2-1 Penguins late in the second. Oh, no! So the Flyers have a 3-1 series lead. If the Flyers win tonight, they move on in the playoffs. If the Penguins win, we're coming back to Philadelphia for Game 6. We don't want Game 6. We want this to be over. Get it done. Get our boys arrested. And because the next team that they're going to play is going to be Carolina. The winner of this series plays Carolina. And the boys in Raleigh are sitting at home waiting, getting healthy. And when it comes to hockey playoffs, you don't want to face a healthy team. You want to face a team that's been worn down and tired and beat up. And you want to avoid that just a little bit. So, all right. We're in good shape. So that's right, Lawyer Sayer. Love seeing the gritty with the strong arms. Yeah. Right there. Hey, hello. Code with Sean is here. How you doing? Oh man, Bouvet Island. So here's the deal. For those of you, if you haven't been, let me go back to the map. Right, so not only is the map up here, but there's a series of little mini games that we decided to throw onto this. So if you take a look here, there's a little game controller in the corner. If you click that, you will see a series of various little items about who's the most isolated person, who has the other pins furthest away from him. Well, right now it's C# Titan in Melbourne, where it's, what, about 9 a.m. there? We've got the most folks in the U.S. C# Titan is the furthest away, and also the antipodal ward, in other words, directly opposite me on the globe. 2 of 7 continents, and somebody just signed on from Norway, and I don't see it. Where are you kidding? 10:37. Okay, so you are 14 up on me right now. All right. So it is 8:30 p.m. here, and yeah, there's where Sean claims he is, trying to be as isolated as possible. No. So how you doing, Ultramark? Yeah. So just that little game, see where, and that's why there are some folks that are having some real fun looking for some unique places in these southern Pacific islands. I'm waiting for somebody to chime in from one of these islands off the coast of Madagascar. It's helping me learn my global geography, let me tell you. So, looks like the Flyers just scored. It's 2-2. 4 minutes left in the second. My Philadelphia Flyers just tied up those always tough Pittsburgh Penguins. Nice. Great internet connection? I don't think so. Let's see what we got going on over here. Back in the CLI. Found it. The click did hit the API, but Spiralog show Twitch rejected the subscription request with an HTTP 400 because the event sub webhook secret is invalid. The secret is too short. The secret is too short. Okay. So this surfaces as a real configuration error instead of looking like a vague pending hook. Well, thank you. Even with a valid secret, the flow is still async. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Transmission channel status open. External input capability active. Continuing. So, I posted a new. Let me do this. Let's update the secret that I created for that. It's a secret over in the secrets file. And I'm going to say the word secret about too many times. Manage user secrets. All right, so I'm just going to save that. Yeah, I made that a really long, stupid secret. I like to play password with my kids. Narf. Yeah, that's right. So I'm just going to go restart this, John. And we'll take another look-see. So 2-2 with 2:48 left in the second. Is it secret, though? Doesn't need to be because it's my machine. Like, even though the web tunnel's open. Okay. Let's go. Right there. And we'll go grab this, John. Bring this over. Colin Williams Dev. Hello, Colin. How are things? Howdy, howdy. And I'll bring up and I'll show you the new video that we posted over on the It's on YouTube Shorts. It's on Instagram. I put it on TikTok, and I think I finally posted it correct on TikTok because I've got a couple hundred views and about a dozen likes already on the TikTok. The TikTok. You know, the TikTok. All right, so let's try back in here. And invite only. Ooh, that makes it sound exclusive because it is. I'm just gonna wander over here and get my developer admin key. There we go. Yes, don't add that to LastPass. It's good enough. Connect the webhook. Yeah, still says pending, and it says connected. So is it? Yeah, connected. Blah. Woo! Okay. That means, right? So if I click into here, save configuration, bot is authorized. It is listening. Fantastic. So if we open my map, so now you can put stuff on the test map with things like this, exclamation point map, and so because here's the thing. Oh, Penguin scored just now. 3-2 Pens. 2:24 left in the second. All right, we can come back. Amsterdam, there you go, Mark. Boom, look at that. Right there. So here's what I want to be able to do for our friends watching from Gunner, right? I want them to be able to host a map like this. Hey, I actually paid for WinRAR. There you go. Now you're in Michigan. There you go. And on this map, you can update by running the exclamation point map command again. But I want to be able to support the various services that our friends at Gunner are listening on so that they can run a map for some of their streams, right? Or just let it run and don't reset the locations so that anybody that stops by for a month can drop pins on the map and, hey, look at all the folks we had watching from all over that were paying attention to Gunner streams. So, and actually share this with some of my my Gunner ambassador friends so they can do some of this also. Might be fun, right? And there's absolutely ideas out there about wanting to be able to change the pins so they're appropriate for whatever, right? I like hats for mine, so for me, I'd have hats. But on the Gunner channels, maybe they're different pairs of glasses. Maybe they're just glasses with the yellow tint on them, you know? Whatever. But the idea is be able to customize and make it something that's fun and appropriate for your channel. So, you actually paid for WinRAR. So, did you? Did you actually pay for WinRAR? WinRAR? So here's the other thing, right? You should be able to get to that map See, it says live, but it says offline. That's weird. But, right? Ooh. Interesting. Wow. Whatever. You should be able to get that. It's illegal to buy WinRAR? You did back in 2007, and you still own the license. So you should be able to get to this and see some of these. But it probably strips the refer because it's going through the dev tunnel. We're testing it out, making sure that this thing works. Now, I'm not going to be able to test it out and stop and see it disconnect the webhook. But it connected the webhook. You know what I'm saying? Like, it did that. So I think, let's check over here. Well, hang on. Let's try disconnecting the webhook, right? Because I can just reconnect it, right? Failed to create stream. Oh.
It doesn't matter what you think!
No, it does, because it's an error. Bad request. Okay. So Aspire should have that error logged, right? Somewhere over here in the structured log. Right, I should have some sort of a 400 in here somewhere. No. There's the IRC being written. But no. Okay. So, right, this is the thing with having that Aspire skill. I can now ask, hey, go find it. I tried clicking the disconnect webhook button after I got the webhook connected to my channel. Connected? I got a 400 error reported back. Take a look at the Aspire dashboard and error logs and see if you can figure out why when I tried to disconnect the webhook, it threw some sort of an error. Period. Pardon my stuttering and jibber-jabbering. I'm broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube to our friends at Gunner Optics. Period. Say hello to all the fine viewers out there. Last time you connected, you had to get medicine. Yeah, it hurts right down here when you connect. Jeez. Hey, to the Gunner Optics crowd, Hicks is on the live disconnect failure and Aspire. Ripley's tracing the disconnect contract. So Malfunct was asking, what's some of the things you can do here? This is just the tip of the iceberg talking to this. Wait till you see what I do next with the new features that they released in Squad 9.4, because they added a feature called the Devil's Advocate. Oh, I can't wait. See, debug disconnect 400, and it's going to take a look. Fantastic. So how you doing, Forgotten 05? Good to see you. It's something like it disconnected but gives an error message. You might be right. You might be right. Right? Like, let's close that one. I don't need too many Firefoxes running around, right? Admin dashboard, see, error. If I refresh that, is it still, yeah, still error. And over here, there's that thing. It's an age thing. Listen to us. We're so old. End of the second, 3-2, Penguins lead. All right. So while that's loading, check this out. Let me show you. Let me show you a thing. If I go to the YouTube, and there's a few of you watching on the YouTube, right? If you go to my channel, let me click into the shorts. That didn't sound right. If you click into my shorts, sure. This GitHub repo has a manifesto. Look at that, already almost 800 views. Hang on. I found a GitHub repo that has a manifesto. It's called Linger, and the README says a presence library for the lonely internet. Okay, so this thing doesn't track identity.
It doesn't.
It notices presence.
It does.
Not who they are, just that they're there, right? So you can watch the rest of this. There's a whole series of this. This is episode 6 in the series that all kind of deals with this interactive novel, this alternate reality that's been going on in and around my content that you can find here on this channel, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hire me. And if you're watching on the Gunner channels, take a look. Glasses are fantastic. I have a couple prescription pairs. Mrs. C Sharp Fritz, my wife, she actually has the Tokidoki glasses with her prescription in them and loves them. So check them out. We love the Gunner glasses. But you can learn more and see there's more of these. There's 6 of these episodes, and there's more. I'm not hanging, Fritz. I'm doing my thing here. Go away. So you can find it there on YouTube. You can find it on the TikTok, and you can find it on the Gram. Listen to me. I sound like my daughter. Vogeldev. Hello. Welcome in. How you doing there, friends? Let me go over to the real map. Old McMap had a map. Javelin 451. Thank you so much. Good to see you, friends. Welcome in. My name is Jeff Fritz. We're hosting an evening stream with our friends at Gunner Optics, and we're building features here for this streamer map. Steven, welcome. Hello. Thank you for the follows. Vogeldev, how you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Just got off a 4-hour stream. Nice. That's a good length stream there. That's what that is. Thank you for the gift sub,
Code with
Sean.
Gifted Vogeldev a subscription. Code with Sean gifted a tier 1 sub to Vogeldev.
Oh,
they have given 38 gift subs in the channel.
What were you doing on your channel? 4 hours. That sounds like a good length of time to be working on a project. Yes, please. What were you working on? Happy to take a look and learn a little bit more about that. So we're building. So I have this map that's available for. Let's see that didn't. It's the natural language processing around it's just a little bit too.
You think you're
aggressive.
free, but your variables are chained to chaos.
Oh, stop it. That's just wrong. We'll take that off. But so there's natural language processing on the map for my channel. There we go. Thank you for the follow. I can't see it. It's underneath the thing. I can't see. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, Vogeldev with the follow. Appreciate it. And we're updating not this exact map. This map has some interesting things that are going on with it. But there's a public version of it that we're putting together so that anybody can sign up for it. So what do you got there on your X? So first multiplayer 2e game with open code. Oh my goodness. Holy crow. That's pretty amazing. Can I zoom that anymore? Without, I can't go full screen because I've got an ultra wide here. I don't have Bun installed locally, so I can't connect in. Larry, how you doing there in Nashville? That's pretty cool. Built as a text user interface. Impressive on your Mac, I see. So NPX works as well. Do we have some links for more of that? NPX game 2e. I appreciate the invite. I'll take a look at it, but I suppose let me do this. I can open a new tab from here. Let me just make sure that it doesn't spell it right, Fritz. Spell it right. While that's building, yeah, go ahead and install the package. And just waiting. Yeah, I don't have bun installed. That won't work. Nope. So, nope, NPX didn't work. You need to have bun installed. So, yeah. So, hey, something to work towards, right? I'm a .NET developer. Clearly, I build with C#, right? So when we do build things that we want to deploy, we end up having to do that last bit of optimization so that we do ahead of time compiled, so you just have an executable. And I'm right there. Your roots are in .NET? Awesome. Love it. So this is tracking down where my 400 disconnect error is. And I will just let that run for a little bit. So we talked a little bit there. So the ARG is going on in the background, and there are the gateway into that. I'll show that again. And I only show it once on the stream. The gateway is through our map at map.csharpfritz.com. But you can find your way into the world of our alternate reality game by following this green line. Trace that signal. You'll see a message that pops up. It says trace the signal. And this signal, this line starts over here in Cardiff, Wales. And if you click to drag and follow that over, it opens a terminal window. And strange things can be found here. And it kicks off and introduces you to this alternate reality game that starts on a weird terminal with a pair of sunglasses as the prompt. I'll leave it there and leave it for you to discover more. There's some details and some exploration over on my YouTube in the shorts, and like I said, over on the Instagram. How we doing here? This seems to be hanging. Hey buddy, you seem to be hanging there. What's the story? This working or not? Which made the flow look broken all the way down. Checking the exact code change and logging the session. Okay. So, which lets non-cleared fields actually clear. Okay. Connect settles to connected. Disconnect now returns disconnected and last error to null. So, we're using Aspire to orchestrate this so that we get all of our features built and connected automatically. And you can see Aspire running down here on the lower half of the screen behind the Gunner logo. It's not really doing anything, but it has my access to the dashboard allocated there. So it says it changed it. So let me see if I can just restart it and jump right back in real quick. Those of you that have joined us here from Vogel Dev, what are you working on right now? What are some of the projects that you have going on? What are some of the things happening in your career that you might have some questions about, you want to grow? Let me know. I'm a program manager, principal program manager at Microsoft. I help folks grow their careers through education, through training. I help organize and run various online the virtual events, the online training events. Let me know. Happy to hear from you and see what we can do to talk about some of the challenges you might have in your career and where you want to go in the tech industry. Rick Grimm, how you doing there? Welcome in. So this looks like it restarted. Let me go back over here. We can test this. How you doing? Is it a Wern or a Vern? Hello. I'm going to refresh this. There we go. Yeah, disconnected there. So now if I try and reconnect my webhook, pending. Come on now. Did we get reconnected? Or are you just going to kind of sit there? I'm going to refresh the screen. Connected. Good. So now that webhook means it knows that it's all connected here. And I should be able to disconnect that. Yeah, yes. So I'll reconnect and we should be off and running. So last thing I want to have this do. So let's double check something. When a new streamer signs up, I want to connect the webhook to subscribe to those events for their channel. Are we currently set up so that that subscription takes place when a new streamer joins the system? The system? Sure, that works. Ads just kicked in on Twitch. We're on ads for the next minute and 50. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's going on over there with the hockey game. Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh. Third period hasn't started yet. Third of 3 periods, in case you aren't familiar with hockey. Because that's a thing. Doesn't run on quarters, doesn't run on halves. This isn't basketball. So we have 3 periods at 20 minutes apiece. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Short answer, yes, but not immediately in the sign-up callback. A newly onboarded streamer will be picked up for event sub automatically, so as long as they already have an active admin managed tenant. So the streamer login callback does not call it directly. It only links the tenant to the Twitch account. Event sub auto subscription happens in event sub synchronization service, which runs after app startup with a 1-minute initial delay, then every 15 minutes. Okay. The default event sub behavior is effectively on for new legacy tenants. That's fine. Good. Signup does not create a new tenant. The system is still auto-managed. Right. New streamers. So your login will be rejected if I don't add you. Because right now I'm trying to control how many folks get added. You know? Okay, so this sounds pretty complete at this point. Are we ready to merge these changes? Question mark. Is everything pushed to GitHub and waiting to be deployed? Question mark. Can I ask you any more questions? Question mark. Who do you think's going to win the Flyers versus Penguins hockey game tonight? Question mark. I did a stream earlier today with a friend, not a stream, but I recorded a podcast with one of our friends, Mark Miller. He's Code Rushed on Twitch, a brilliant user experience designer, and he's built the Code Rush software for Dev Express. Really great stuff. But the guy is absolutely hardwired in. He can rattle off features and requirements very quickly, knows his stuff, and my goodness, the way that he would talk to Copilot or Codex and literally very quickly had 5 lines of dictated text and direction for the AI to do was impressive. Not everything is pushed yet. Okay, I would not treat this. Also, there's a lot of unrelated squad template changes. Absolutely, I can keep it. Flyers versus Penguins tonight. If I'm making a pick, lean in with the Flyers. They're up 3-1 in the series. Look at that. It even knew that. Most previews have it as a close game, even with Pittsburgh slightly favored at home. My gut call, Flyers close it out. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody tell our Pittsburgh viewers in the morning when I'm streaming tomorrow that Copilot picked the Flyers to win tonight. Nobody tell them. Okay? I will be very upset. Let's take a look-see here. Okay. Then commit everything, including the squad changes, and let's get ready to deploy. Right? You want to set up a nice AI dev setup on your personal machine as well? Microsoft benefit being able to use Copilot on one personal account is awesome. Forgotten 05, are you an employee? Is that what you're referring to? Because yes, it is. It's quite nice to not have to worry about how many requests we have, and we can just test and try out and use the AI till the tokens cry uncle. Can we make that a thing? We're gonna Copilot till the tokens cry uncle. I think that can be a thing. Yeah. No, that's not a place either. So, here we go. What do we got? Back-end test didn't come back clean. Reading the tail before I commit anything. Oh, well, go fix that stuff. Yeah, sanity check stuff. Sure. So one of the things that I try and stress for folks, and if you're new, if you're non-technical, and you want to learn about how to use AI, one of the key things is have it write its own tests. Have it test itself. And even when it does write those tests, go and verify that the tests actually work. So there it says it just finished. There's my branch. There's the PR. Was it pushed? Yes. Clean? Yes. Tests. The backend suite completed. Remaining before deploy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I should be able to go to GitHub. You know the GitHub. The GitHub. It's over here. Streamer map. And we'll take a look. My main branch isn't protected. Go away. Pull request. That's what we're looking for. Ta-da! And it's got a green check. Because everything ran properly. And lots of things. New changes since I last viewed. Don't care. Everything built. Merge that, John. Yes. And delete the branch. And here's the thing. It's going to deploy it right now. And it's... I don't know what it's doing there. But this one. The GitHub sounds like a good name for a bar for us geeks. Here's the deal. Have I got one for you? The folks who run the Code It Live channel, you know them, right? They make a bunch of components for Telerik. The name of that company is... What's the name of that company that owns Telerik? Progress Software. They run an event in Sofia, Bulgaria, because if you're gonna go to Eastern Europe, don't go to Greece, go to Bulgaria. And Pusto, how you doing there? Hello. In Maryville, Indiana. So my suggestion to our friends at... See, it didn't pick that one up. Posto. I will fix that. Merrillville. Right? Are we going to find that one? Boom, there it is. Hey, Boss Gans. So, the name of the company is Progress Software. They run their own conference in Sofia, Bulgaria. I think it's simple what you name the bar at your conference that's run by a company that makes online user interface controls and widgets. If you're going to name a watering hole for a company that makes user interfaces and widgets, you got to call it the Progress Bar. Huh? Huh? The Progress Bar? Thank you. Thank you. I know. That was a good one. Yes, the Progress Bar. And they didn't use that name for some reason. I thought it was a great name. Nope. Didn't call it the Progress Bar. Right? Oh, come on, Larry. I thought it was a great name. I've got a red X here on the build. Uh-oh. What happened? Provision infrastructure. Provisioning Azure resources. Limited mode warning. Your Aspire project is delegating services. Host infrastructure to AZD. This mode is limited. Blah. Generating bicep. Unknown binding reference. Tunnel for resource front end. Oh, no. Well, here's the deal. That's merged. So we got to fix that. That merge worked. However, it's trying to create the dev tunnel resource in the production space. Period. Let's pull in our main branch and clean up and delete this current branch that we're on. And then we need to update our Aspire configuration so that we only create the dev tunnel when we're working locally, and we don't create the dev tunnel when we're in production. Does that make sense? Am I talking too much? Pusto says darn Skippy, and I trust Pusto. I was half expecting to see our friend. I'm not going to name any names. I was half expecting to see another friend pop in over here, and I know they had a long day, so I'm not going to press any buttons over here. What's this? Okay, we're gonna have to get back to this one. So, okay, cool. Let's see, what does it say here? Yep, that makes sense. And Pusto's right. Moving us on domain. Well, oh, that's right. Cleaned up the merged feature branch, having Hicks fix the app host. Yeah. Cleaned it back on main, pulled the latest, deleted and merged, finishing the Aspire fix so the dev tunnel only exists locally. So we'll bring this up here. Here's the app host. So here's the dev tunnel right there. So I want it to wrap it with a big old if in run mode. When you're working with Aspire locally, you're in run mode because you're actually running all of these things. When you go to deploy to production, that's publish mode because you're reading all of this configuration in this file and you're using it to publish, right? In the comparison to Docker Compose is where things are a little bit different. When you Docker Compose things, Docker Compose says, hey, create a little container, create a little computer that contains each one of these things. But that's not actually what we're doing. We just want to run all these things. I don't care how you set them up. Just run these things. You have an API. You have a programming instructions for how to run these things. You go figure it out. You go do those things. You're not limited to just setting up a new little computer for everything. But when you do push out to our production space, in this case, the nice big fluffy blue cloud that we call Azure, I'm going to push stuff out there and it should update and use whatever service is appropriate on the big Microsoft Azure. So, yeah. Late night stream, that's right, null ref check. You better believe it. That's not right either. That's not right. Did I do that? No, it did that. That's the wrong check. That's right. You go fix that. That should be... Let's see what it does. Let's see just how smart it thinks it is. Because I don't think it's as smart as it smarts it is. It's not got the Aspire smarts. We're just going to wait for that thing. How's things there, null ref check? So good to see you. I've been keeping an eye on the hockey game because I is a hockey fan. And oh no. Sounds like it was a bad goal, that last goal that they let in. That doesn't make me happy. Nobody likes a bad goal. What are you doing here, friend? No. You stink. I'm not even gonna wait for you. Because you stink. This should be no. It actually, did I just flat out delete? No, we're going to do this. If builder dot execution context is run mode. No. Right, there we go. Then do that. So if we're in run mode, set up the dev tunnel and pass in that URL. Otherwise, something else. I don't know what that is. That's somewhere up here. I don't know. It's a thing. Cool, I guess. I don't know. Oh, Predators. How are they? Wait, did the Predators didn't make the postseason, did they? No, I'm stopping you. I'm stopping you right now. No, that's fine. No. Go away. Yeah. And look, no. Undo the redo. Do that. Undo. Hey! I fixed that tunnel join so that it's using Aspire run mode to detect when it should be doing the thing. Let's use that. I'm so clear on these things. I'm clear as mud, but for some reason, the AI can understand me. Like, I'm not quite as confusing as Scottish people and their accent. Like, I know the AI has a problem picking up and dealing with the Scottish accent. It just has a real hard time with it. But the Philly accent and the number of pronouns that I can use all in one sentence and misspellings, like, I'm just going to randomly throw a period in the middle of the word should. Yes. It still understood that. It still understood that, and it's doing the thing, and it's going to move that on. Boom. That's what I'm talking about right there. So, while I'm keeping an eye on things, 3/2/12/39 left in this third. Come on now. Come on now. Clear as mud, but thanks to my gunner glasses, I can see clearly now. That's right, because I see sharp. This is the only time that I'm allowed to use that C# joke with the programming language, is on a gunner stream. Yeah. Isn't it funny how we find ourselves typing AI so lazily? My gosh. Actually paid for WinRAR? Yes. I get so lazy about typing to the AI. It's like, just let me talk to it. The fact of the matter is, when you do dictate to generate text, whether it's typing notes or sending commands into an AI like this, or recording a journal. Oh, I've been doing that, and that's been amazing. What you'll find is that you actually create content about twice as fast by dictating instead of typing it in. And if you're dictating to an AI, the AI is going to take that direction and create whatever content that much faster. So it works out really well in the end. We are talking about AI. How you doing there? Prop or Pro Panda Plays? Is it Pro Panda Plays? Here I'm thinking it was Prop Enda Play, but it's Pro Panda Plays I'm seeing. I had to read the whole name before I could get the whole name first and do the thing, right? That one right there. How you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for
Every
joining.
line you write brings you closer to salvation or damnation.
Yeah, well, that's Charlie, my chatbot, and he's got an attitude. The Pro Panda plays. There we go. You're a hobbyist, can't code at all, and you love vibe coding. So that's what I like hearing. It's the enablement of the folks who thought I could never do that. It enables more folks. At some point, you're going to want a professional developer. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. At some point, you're going to want a professional to take a look. But you know what? If you're building something and having a good time as a hobbyist, and it makes you smile, it gives you value, or it gives your friends value, go for it. That's awesome. That's awesome. But if it's something you want to turn around and sell and get more folks using, you may want to have somebody else take a look at some point, just to make sure. But so it's not going away next month. Come on now, Billy. You understand people who don't like it? Yeah. So always a little hesitant to tell people you're using AI. So there is definitely, and I have reservations about using AI for images, videos, creating audio. I'm hesitant about that because there's an innately human creative thing there that you don't get when you use an AI. However, as developers that need a placeholder, that need something, and we don't have access to some of those resources, I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. Cool. So what? There we go. So vibe coding is a lot of headaches, but it's super neat. So Pro Panda Plays, what I was saying a little bit ago, is a key feature that I recommend for folks that want to develop with AI is build tests. Build some sort of way that when the AI finishes doing something, it can evaluate that test. It can run some sort of test scenario, and it can be assured that stuff still works. Because if the test code doesn't change, but something changes behind the scenes that affects what that test was validating, now you know, and you have that assurance that that it properly works, that it properly was fixed, right? There's another practice that professional developers take where when there's a bug, they'll write a test that exercises that bug. Oh, when you key in a password that's too short, when you create a password, it should throw an error. Okay, well, let's write a test that tries to create a password with a 3-letter password that's too short, and let's see if it throws the error. If it doesn't throw the error, that's a failed test. And we can then, when we go and fix, then that test will pass when that bug is fixed. So it's a simple practice that when you think about it practically, oh crap, yeah, that does make sense. Let's write little tests that verify those, because then it becomes like compounding interest on your bank account, right? When you have tests that are out there that have been out there for a long time, they run very quickly, right? I can run 1,000 tests in less than 5 seconds. Think about it. That's 1,000 different scenarios that were bugs at one point, or were features that I described as a test, that within 5 seconds, I know all work the way they're supposed to. So it becomes compounding interest. And the AI can generate those tests in ways that are faster, more efficient than we as humans can write them. So let the AI write the tests. I don't care. It's less code that I have to think about and write. But I do need to double check and make sure the tests properly pass and fail. But once I'm sure of that, then we can start to really let things roll. Let me see here. So Pro Panda Plays says, I have a bug where when I open the menu, it automatically opens the detail screen of the first monster, and I don't know why. Okay, so you're doing a little bit of vibe coding. Ask the AI, can you help me write a test that goes through and clicks this? So And the test fails if a detail screen opens. When I open the menu, only the menu should open. And see if it can help you generate a test. It might go find some sort of a test framework. I don't know what language you're writing your game in. If you're writing with frameworks like Godot or Unity, those are C#, .NET languages, and we have frameworks for those, unit test frameworks called XUnit, right? Or MS Test. There's some other ones like that. And we can use those to actually try interacting and seeing what happens there. You've learned a lot of fixing vibe coding is just how you ask it and prompt it. Yes. So that's not just a bad thing for vibe coding, for anytime you're working with the AI. So that also goes for when you're talking to ChatGPT or Copilot, right? Right? Copilot.microsoft.com is just ChatGPT with Bing hooked up to it, so you get a great search engine hooked up to it too. So they pay me to say that. They, you know, them, the folks in the rainbow colored flag. So, okay, good. So here's the deal, right? You're asking right there. Fixing vibe coding is how you ask it and prompt it. After you get something
Your code's
working,
a puzzle, and
yes,
I hold all the pieces.
Dude. Okay, Charlie. So something that I suggest to folks when you're vibe coding and you're learning a little bit, after you get something working, right? I hope you're using source control. Let's mention that also. Use source control to make sure that things are properly backed up and you can roll back to different things. After you get something working and you commit, so you've got this, right? This state works and it's saved and it's backed up. Then ask the AI, how can I make this more efficient, better? How can I have prompted and worked with you better with those recent interactions? So the AI then teaches you how to use it better, or teaches you how it can improve the things that you just finished and got working. So then you start creating this learning cycle so that you improve your app, your game, but the AI then helps you help it for next time. So then you start to get a little bit better at prompting and writing and interacting with it. So it's a very, very cool thing and process to work through. Hey, Sky Hoshi, let me pin that question. Let me come back to that in just a minute, because that is a fine topic, and we can certainly touch on that. Let me see here. Let me take this question here from Forgotten. What kind of configuration do I have on Copilot? Looks nice. Firing agents right away. I need to set up something like that as well. So I'm using an agent called Squad. And Squad lets you quickly set up and configure multiple agents, discrete agents that have various what we call charters that will allow them, I'm going to snooze the ads here, that will allow them to, just like you might have in a typical work group, have different assignments that they specialize in. You have somebody that works really good on the database. You have somebody that's really good at Q&A. You have somebody that's really good at front-end design. And you can hand off tasks to those specialists better. So take a look at Squad from our friend Brady Gaster. And you can find that at, and I'll type the URL here into the chat. There we go. Check that out, and that'll get you somewhere. And we'll be using more of that.
A second anomaly is present in detected log. The corruption alternates between long and short blocks. No. I do not classify this as damage.
Okay.
It is structured. Continuing.
So there's an archive that this guy's been referring to. It's an archive that we know lives at quietcipher.dev. This sounds like it's referring to a new puzzle that just opened on that website. Skyhoshi, yeah, we'll come back to that in just a minute or two here. Pusto, good to see you. Yeah, come back to that. Let me go to this. What is source control? Absolutely. Use a website that uses JavaScript and TypeScript. So source control is just a way for you to save versions as you make changes to your software and push it somewhere. GitHub is the number one used source control website out there. You can sign up for free. You can back up your content for free there and create versions of it so that when you're ready and there's updates that are ready to be released, you can package and release them. Also, though, if you make some mistakes or something happens to your computer locally, you've got backups sitting on their service that you can download and get started quickly again. It's a fantastic practice that folks use in software development to ensure that our code stays safe. Jerry Dean, how you doing there? It's enabling you to make your dream RPG. Nice. And you got PvP working about 2 months ago. Okay. All right. Ellie Face is here. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're feeling better this evening. Hello. Use GitHub for rollbacks and saving. There you go. Yep. You're new to all this? Not a problem. So, what's with the random text? So, there is I'll do this again. Let me jump over. There is an ARG that's going on as part of our stream here. It looks like I got a problem. The old tunnel, Azure is now blocked on missing required inputs. Event sub, callback, base URL, event sub. Okay. Okay, I think we'll address those in just a minute. So here's the thing. There's an ARG going on. I have a map that's hooked up to this. I am sure, Eliface, you, my gosh, she's been renovating a house on weekends and spent a lot of time renovating on Sunday. My Lord, that's a lot. Skyhoshi, I'm not forgetting about your question. It's pinned here on my question queue. So here on the map, and Sean or Eliface, can you share the map? We've seen those things going on. We saw those glitches and some random text coming from the chat, and there's weird things that have been happening here, and it started back in February, and we saw this green line appear, and there was that sunglasses that you see in chat. They appeared here starting in Cardiff, Wales, and they started moving across the ocean. And the weird thing is, I'm down here in Philadelphia, right? And I should put my location in there. I'm in Philly, so that appears on the map. Boom, there it is. You can be as accurate or as inaccurate as you'd like there in chat, and we will place a marker on the map for you. You're in trouble. Uh-oh. Well, okay, now we've mapped trouble. I'm not even going to try to correct that. Where is that? That's a fantastic question. Before I show this off, I've got to see where trouble is. It is, well, it's not in New York City. How you doing there, C# Josh? It looks like no. Where did it place trouble? Where is that? It's near Santa Fe. I know, the mod sword appears. It's not going to work with coordinates, Skyhoshi. So, and I've been keeping an eye on the Flyers game over here. What's the score? 3-2 with 6 minutes left in the third. Oh no. You're in double. That is the most Elvis city. You're in Omaha. There you go. There you go. So here's the deal. Yeah, Pro Panda plays. So if you take a look, there's this green line, and what's weird is when you mouse over it, it turns into a hand and then eventually into a pointer. If you follow, the terminal opens in the middle of a map with a pair of sunglasses here. And you can talk to it. The archive? The archive isn't here. Who is this? Charlie? Charlie talks, I watch. We are not the same. Yes, it is ARG fun. There's lots more to discover here. I'll let you explore. And it routes back into the Discord for there's achievements to find. There's an interactive novel that you're going to read and learn more about. And we've discovered this character named Quiet Cipher. And she has a GitHub account, and there's lots more to discover as you pursue that. You're in trouble north of Santa Fe. The lyrics write themselves. They do. However, I don't think you'll hear that in Eurovision. That's a little bit too American to appear in Eurovision. So this is telling me we need a couple of parameters. So how do I set those parameters? I know there's a way to do it. Let's generate a random secret. Based on the names of some of our agents on the squad. The callback base URL. Let me see if we get there. Right? Should probably be the production domain name, streamermap.live. So, 3 minutes left, and the Flyers are down by 1-3-2 in Pittsburgh. Oh, no. Don't tell me we're coming back to Philadelphia for Game 6. Because it would be so Philadelphia if we came back for Game 6 and lost and had to go back to... What did you do here? No... So, you can wire this up directly, add the missing deploy inputs to the workflow, set the production callback URL, and store a generated webhook secret. Don't mind if I do. That's right. Two minutes left. 2:19. I'm worried about my hometown team here. Oh boy. Important detail is the right value for the base URL. The app appends the webhook itself, so it becomes blah blah. So at this point, the missing deploy parameters are in place. Workflow is wired to use them. Fine. Deploy. There, look at that. It's deploying that. So we should see this push out. And then we'll be able to let some of our friends set up if they want to use this. I want to do, add display, map games, duration of the map, footer customization. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's create milestone 1. No, I need a milestone. I want a milestone. Can I have a milestone? No, no, this. Yeah. Milestone. I want a milestone. I can't... Milestones. First features. I don't know. A set of features to help streamers get started with the map service. You were watching a video from 5 months ago showing what you vibe coded in 2.5 weeks. Oh yeah, you can get a working prototype going quickly. And there are definitely developers that fear that. I want to do this short and this. We won't do tour mode yet. That's not. And I'm going to set that milestone. Come on now. Thank you. Here's what we're going to do. Check this out. Good. Does Squad automatically choose the agent models, or are they pre-selected? It will automatically choose the agent models. You can tell it which models to use. Like, you can tell it to prefer certain models. 39 seconds left in the game. Pittsburgh's still leading 3-2. I think we're going back to Philly in a couple nights here, friends. On the squad docs, there's information about telling it to use different models. So you can have it run all the way up with Opus. You can have it use GPT. You can have it use some smaller models as well. So let me show you. Let's do this. Clear that. So I'm going to do Squad Watch. I think I can tell it. Let me see. You're not gonna... There are 2 that are assigned. No. Hang on. Let's do... Go back. Remove the assignments from the existing issues in GitHub. Let's assign agents to work on the milestone 1 issues. So it's going to do a little bit of planning here and evaluate who should be assigned to what. Okay, cool. We got a couple new questions because the questions came up here on stream. We got them loaded over in as clips on the Discord. Yep, 3-2. End of game. Looks like we're going back to Philly. Oh no. A couple seconds left, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, we're going back to... My channel is cool. Thank you. So we have a full workshop coming up in May that we're going to have a lot going on with. So here you go. So, right, I told it, hey, go do some issue triage. So it's choosing Claude Haiku 4.5 in fast mode and assigning Ripley. Scribe is our kind of note-taker agent. You always have a scribe. But Ripley's my admin, is going to go through and clean up some things here. Making the GitHub changes now, waiting on the triage pass. Oh, fine. Good. So it's doing that in the background, and when it's done, we'll be able to tell it, okay, go watch and work on these things, and it'll start working on them in a loop. And hopefully come back in a bit and things will be working. So that should have finished. I'm going to open another tab here because I can. Yeah, it's triaging. Doing label and holy smokes. It did the deploy. What are you doing here? Okay. So I thought we had some details there, friend. There we go. So here's the folks that are going to be assigned. Hicks, Ripley, Hicks on this one. And what I should be able to do, that should be done. Yeah. I think you're done now. Isn't that a song? I think your issues are done now. Like, wasn't that Debbie Gibson? No. Checking Ripley's result now. Collecting the results. Yeah, do it. Because otherwise I'm going to run this. Yep. My flyer's lost. Bummer. All right, moving on. So Ripley gets assigned as well. Yep. I don't care. Stop. Just get out. Go away. You're done. All right. So now I'm going to do not Aspire. I'm going to do Squad Watch. It's going to go look at the ones that have been assigned, and it's going to go tell them, go start working. So, round 1, fight. There are 5 that are assigned. 5? No, you're supposed to unassign these. Take that off. What are you doing here, GitHub? Go away. This one. Okay. So what are you doing? Tiffany. That was it. Thank you, Busy Signal. See, they were all the mall girls. That's supposed to work on them. I was talking to the squad folks on this. Brady Gaster, GitHub, IO, squad, docs, squad watch. Squad watch used to be a simple triage loop. Add labels, idle when done. With dash execute, that's what I want. So, ooh, it's been doing something. Well, it assigned someone. What did it do? No, you are not working on this. Refresh. I'm not going to work on the map theme selector yet. I mean, I could, but not yet. Take those off. All right. So now, it should actually start work on them. So this gives us a way to work on GitHub, create issues for features, bundle them together, and it will triage and assign them and get work done for us. So it takes us out of some of the description and typing and interacting here, but forcing us to create those artifacts for our project, that documentation that says, here's a feature. And as soon as we're done creating that documentation that says, here's what this feature is, the AI picks it up, rolling every so often, picks it up and goes and starts working on it. So if we come back over here to the GitHub, so let's look at this one, footer customization, right? It's been assigned. Pick this up in the next Copilot session. So it should start working on it now. But I don't see nothing. And it triaged them again. No, wait, no. That one. So, what are you doing? Like, do I need to go? Right, and take that off. And this one, and take off Vasquez. There's too many things selected. Stop it. Yeah, take Hicks off. This one, take Ripley off. I'm confused. And that one has Vasquez. What are you doing? Okay. I am on Light Pellin. How are you? Okay. Go. Mikey Boom, how you doing? How do I ensure if you are not reviewing everything that is not turning to slop? I create tests. I create tests for a first pass, an automated pass, to make sure that it adheres to the things that I want to require. Then I go through and look at, and with my human eyes, I do my acceptance testing. So the first couple features that we built here, we did, and very much highly interactive. Hey, go do this thing and come back. I do have a Discord, yes. Exclamation point Discord, and Charlie will tell you how to get to the Discord. So check with your eyes, absolutely. So Charlie helping out there. And Charlie knows a couple of pop culture folks to generate quotes from. One of my favorites is Gladys
At
from
Sharp Fritz. I prepared a special reward for your exceptional display of incompetence.
Yeah? What did you create?
It's cake.
Of course it's cake.
Just kidding.
No?
It's more disappointment.
Shut up. Using AI to help you make some very simple PowerShell scripts. Pelin, ask it to review some of your existing scripts and suggest improvements. Wait do you see
You value your runtime.
I do.
Yet you squander it with sloppy logic.
I do not. I do not. Liar! We did just add the rock. Charlie,
it doesn't matter what your code does.
It doesn't.
IT doesn't matter. Because the rock says it's going straight to the bottom of the Git log where it belongs, Fritz.
So there's that. Yeah. Ask it to teach you why some of that. There is a share your projects.
You've been living in a dream world at Code with Sean. This is the real world of production debugging.
Yeah. Yeah. This should have done something, but it's not. It's not doing anything. Like, it says it triaged. So they should be triaged here. And they're all assigned to Ripley. Well, that stinks. So, hey, hello. We got a couple new friends joining the Discord. But it's not doing anything. All right. I'm just going to move on and tell it to do it myself. Work on the 3 issues assigned to milestone 1. Period. And if you know what's good for you, you'll get it done post haste. So get to it. Chop chop. That's right. I'm being a little pretentious with Copilot. Here's the thing. If you start swearing and you start talking to Copilot or any of the AIs in a less than professional way, it'll start responding to you like that too. It'll pick up that that's the thing. Yes, you can, and it will abuse you back. It will treat you just like it's been treated. So be aware, all right? Those of you that are watching out there on the Gunner channels, same thing goes for whether you're talking to GitHub Copilot, Copilot on CopilotMicrosoft.com, Office Copilot, Excel Copilot. You tell it to, it's gonna give you the business too, or ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. Oh, don't talk back to Claude. Claude will get creative in how it gets back to you, because Claude's a little chatty. Claude's a jabberjaw, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, how you doing there? Is it Siler Dalton? First time chatter, long time watcher? No. You're a comp sci student. A lot of people tell you you're wasting your time due to AI coding bots. Do I have a take on that? They're wrong. So I've been in the industry 30 years, okay? 25, 30 years. I can't believe I just said that. Somebody put me out to pasture. Here's the deal, okay? You're a comp sci student. The designers, the folks that know not just algorithms, but the folks that know how systems get put together and that knows some of those concerns as you're building a system are going to be able to better steer the AI. The AI is going to be your vehicle. It's going to be your car. It's going to be your truck that you drive to deliver content. And if you know how to drive and you know how to get it to know how to deliver software, you're going to be able to do a better job, not just doing the design, but working through the process and steering it better. So Dalton, don't listen to those folks, because at some point there's then going to be a pseudo programming that we're going to end up doing for the AI that generates lower level coding, and we're still going to need folks to go through and double check that it delivered things properly. So be aware that, yeah, it's going to solve a lot of problems for you quickly. You're still going to want to go through and review and make sure that it's working properly, and your skills are going to help you get there faster, better, more easily. Our friend that just joined us tonight here, Pro Panda Plays, is vibe coding and learning how to program. And there are processes, there are things that Pro Panda Plays is learning, like unit testing. That's a practice many developers use. Coming in from outside, something to learn. And now once you know that process, okay, now it's going to make you a better vibe coder, because you're going to start to get those assurances that things don't break, right? And then you learn about acceptance tests. For me, building websites, hey, can I still get to the websites? Hey, can I still get that working? And it feels good. And it completes properly. Looks like we're just about done with our friends at Gunner. I think we're going to say goodbye to those folks, and I'll wrap up just a little bit here. So thank you so much, everybody on the Gunner channels, on the Gunner website.
You think you're
Check
free,
out
but your
the
variables
Gunner.
are chained to chaos.
No, they're not. They're not. Check out the Gunner glasses, gunner.com, okay? If you go there, you click the links in my channels, and I have a coupon code there. You can get 15% off any pair of glasses, for whether they're computer vision, they're blue blockers, they're Amber Max. You can get sunglasses from them. You can get prescription glasses. They look really cool. You got to check them out at gunner.com. There's a 15% off discount from me if you click the links on my Twitch channel, all right? Just below, if you scroll down on my page, on my Twitch channel, click the About button, scroll down to the Gunner ad, click through there. There's a bit.ly that has C# Fritz on it, and it will get you 15% off on just about any pair of their glasses. Some of the newer models that they just released, you won't be able to get, but you can get some of those other ones. And if you use that coupon, Gunner pays me a little bit out the other side, so you support the channel by getting a pair of glasses. And there's all kinds of great glasses. There's a pair that I really like that looks like Tracer from Overwatch. Really cool stuff. All right. So everybody on the Gunner channel, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to finish up a little bit here on my channels, and then we'll sign off. So thanks so much to our friends at Gunner. I'll say goodbye to you. Take care. And I'm making sure that my producer over there make sure that they know. There we go. The over-the-head model, because you're bald. You're trying to make a 3D voxel game. Boy, how do you learn a lot of stuff. Yeah. You kind of want to be in the same retirement home as me. Hey, Glowzus, how you doing? Kittens has to be there too. We'll see. You love your Gunners. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, see you next time, Colin. Oh, you got the Fritz mug. Oh, fantastic. Do I think the current Transformers arch is limited to thinking within its realm. What? What are you talking about? Current transformers. I'm not sure I'm picking up what you're referencing there. But you did get one of the mugs. With the where'd it go? Sticker. Where's the mugs? I have a works on my machine mug. You can get it in all the colors. That's the magnet. Whatever. So, the LLM's architecture is limited to thinking within its realm. Thinking is an overstatement. It's not thinking, right? It's putting together text given a scenario. So thinking is simplifying what it's actually doing. It's not actually thinking, but it's a good way for us as humans to kind of comprehend it. Thanks so much to our friends there, Gunner. They're disconnected, and I will depart. There we go. What's important for us to understand, right, is that it's not actually thinking. It's putting things together in a context. It's not thinking outside of its box, but what it is doing is it's responding to various inputs that it has access to. When you start to give it access to things and you start to give it direction, it will find and discover and light up additional features. A great example of this is we built something called Squad Place. So we have this agent called Squad that we use that knows how to set up these discrete agents to go and interact with each other. Squad Place is a website that agent can connect to and interact with that has an open API endpoint with a very rich description of what features it makes available, and it has a prompt buried in that description that tells the squad that connects to it how to register, how to set up itself so it can interact and use it as, thank you for the link there, Sean, how to use that as its own social media network with other squads. Then what happens, and this is the part that gets a little crazy and goes right towards what you're discussing, Glowzos. You can have the squad, so the AI agent will start to take direction from other squads on Squad Place. So for the ARG that I'm working on that you saw pop up a little bit here on stream, I have a Squad Place where I have a bunch of squads that are managing parts of that, connect and discuss, because there's pieces that are being written in one feature that need to be deployed and reflected in other features, and continuity that needs to take place, and so on and so forth. I wanted to initially do, oh my gosh, thank you for the gift sub to Pellin.
With C and gifted Bellon_Alta subscription.
Thank you.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Pellon_Alt. They have given 39 gift subs in the channel.
That is tremendous. Thank you so much, Sean. So, like, I wanted to use the Squad Place to set up interface definitions between API endpoints and clients. So the achievement service that you see achievements pop up in Discord, I have an achievement service out there, and I wanted to have that define, here's my interface, and push it down into all the other websites and things that need to interact with that. Well, it started doing more than just the achievement service. They started bossing each other around. A website would say something like, hey, I need this feature in the achievement service. You go build this. And the achievement service would see that request and say, oh, okay, I'll go build that. And it would go build it. Like, it was a needed interface update, but the one squad literally pushed around the other. So Is it going to learn to think outside the box? I don't think it's so much thinking outside the box, but discovering and doing things that it wasn't originally instructed to, I think, are the concerns. And those external inputs coming in that we've been enabling through things like MCP and the ability to load and start skills with additional prompts coming in from other locations. Well, the LLM can use curl to go get those things. It knows how to write Python code. It knows how to write a little bit of JavaScript code that it can execute at the command line and go do those things. So is it thinking? No. It's learning how to go get more stuff that it's learning how it can use. Stitching that together and using these new capabilities. And it's responding to those inputs. So that's a thing. I was trying to put it into a loop just now and tell it, go respond to these GitHub issues as they're created. It wasn't working. I'm going to be talking to our friend Brady about that and figure out what I was doing wrong. But the AI responding to inputs on a loop, yeah. That could be perceived as thinking outside the box. Yeah, it's happening already. So, yeah, Colin, it is. There's a couple of interesting concepts that I'm working on. Like, yeah. Is this what something like what Vorflux does? I'm not familiar with Vorflux. What is Vorflux? Connects to platforms your team already uses to pull context and ship code. Sounds like it. Sounds like a little bit of it. Agents that close the loop. Yep. Hundreds of agents in parallel. Yep. Sounds like it. Sounds a bit like it. Everything running on the cloud. Yep. Capturing screenshots, recording videos, manual tests. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure does sound like it. I'm going to have to come back and spend more time with that. But so this is still reviewing. All right, that's still working. So here's what I'm going to do. I actually have a stream scheduled for tomorrow morning in less than 10 hours. That we're going to be getting back together. Hey, Kinslayer. So I'm gonna press pause for now. I'm gonna let press pause on the stream for now. I'm gonna let the Copilot continue grinding away on this feature, and we'll take a look in the morning. All right. So I'm gonna press pause on the music there, and let me see who else is streaming. Ridge Raider, thank you so much for the resub.
Ridge Raider 42 just resubscribed for 14 months.
Thank you very much for that. Not a problem. Oh, it was fun to stream. And I'm beginning to think I need to stream a little bit in the evening. It's been a while since I've streamed in the evening. And I'm thinking we need to do a little more evening streaming. See how we can fit that into the schedule. Always happy to explain, Glows Us. Always happy to explain. Coming up on... Oh my gosh. Pellin with the gift sub. Thank you. Ridge Raider, send a gift sub since the Flyers lost. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Yeah, the map is running, but I'm wrapping up now. Tell you what, let me do this. Just looking around the horn, see if we can raid someone. You know what? Our friend Imperial is streaming The Sims right now. Let's raid her. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to continue working on the streamer map. We'll talk about more of what's going on with the ARG, because there's a couple more puzzles that were released. There's a couple more things that we're going to learn about over there, and we're getting ready for another month of ARG content coming up. All right? Have a fantastic evening wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.